DreamWeavers StarTrax.
Hey storytellers, how you doing out there? And welcome back to DreamWeavers StarTrax. And we are ROI, meaning we run on imagination. That's what makes up all of this storytelling stuff.
And we're helping the world one storyteller, one artist at a time.
Basically, art is really fun and cool. Been around 5,000 years. Anyone can shoot a gun or whack somebody. Try dancing and singing, which will be a little part of today.
Oh yeah,
and poetry all at the same time.
All at the same time, peeps.
Okay, how about some music information?
Well, who am I? My name is Karen Zai, and I am a singer and a singing teacher and a songwriter. And this beautiful host here, handsome, sorry y'all, is Ren Zai. He's an actor, acting coach, filmmaker, illusionist, thrill artist, and my husband. Isn't he cute, ladies? Yeah, he is. So we usually do tip of the day.
What's your tip of the day?
My tip of the day. Okay, we've talked about the elements of singing, and we've talked about the chest voice, which is the voice you talk in, and your head voice, which is the voice you talk to a baby or a kitty in. And now, okay, you got two separate voices. How do you connect them? That is the issue.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
We talked a little bit about that last week, but you guys want practical. Ren showed you how to do a siren. So I'm going to have you guys do this. I want you to go, wee, 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 and then go, wee, 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 wee. Now you might go, wee, 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 right? Or you might go, wee, 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 and get tight. That's okay. Be patient. If it's tight and choky, go to your high voice or your head voice. Wee, 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 wee. Aha. If it's airy and weak, wobbly, wee, 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 wee.
So you can have them start high and come down low then.
Well,
okay.
Well, you can, but you want to make sure that you got your chest voice, your low voice first, and your high voice, your head voice on top.
Gotcha.
And so just work it. Wee, 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 wee. Or wee, 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 wee. Or if you want to be really cool and it's not connecting, go weet, 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 weet. Try that. Write in. Tell me how it goes for you. Or and I'll tell you how to do it on the phone.
Very cool.
Now, what's your tip of the day for the actors or the filmmakers or the
well,
poetry
my
writers?
tip of the day, especially since we're going to meet some exceptional, unusual, and absolutely rare style dancers, is having seen a lot of people who train and dance, the scariest thing is I don't think a lot of them know they're storytellers.
No, they don't.
They're in there, let's see.
What a shame.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
1, 2, 3.
And you can see it on your face if you zoom in with the camera. Your body talks.
Dancer's face.
90% of what we do in life and communications, if you too far from someone, is you read their body language. So let me be clear. You are storytellers. And it's kind of a phenomenal art form. And the beautiful part is, get so good at your numbers that you know where you're at. And use the story you're supposed to be dancing to get involved in a deeper level. Remember, the audience isn't going to start believing or be moved by you until you're moved first. So once you've got your dancing and stuff down, good. Now, what are you dancing for? What's the storyline? Now start performing that within your dance and watch what happens to your audience. They leave the chairs. Their minds get out of that daily life and they're right up there with you. It's kind of a fun game that we get to play with.
So what you're talking about, well, I'm gonna ask some questions.
Yeah.
All right. So what you're saying is they should know the choreography and understand the technique so they don't hurt themselves and they can produce
True.
the
Most stage fright, the people call stage fright, is simply you didn't prepare enough.
Right, exactly. And so when they do that, then they need to know what story they're telling inside.
Absolutely.
Whether it has to do with really what the lyrics are saying in the music, but internally what their story is. So that's
what is that? What's the Swan? Black Swan.
The Black Swan. No, that was a cool movie.
That was a cool movie.
But Swan Lake.
Swan Lake. Example: you've got to study your story like an actor, a storyteller. First, get your dance down, get your movements down, get your timing down, get your head down. Now, get so good at that you can go, actually, I got room in my head to think. Now, study the story and feel what you're supposed to be feeling, because we're not moved until we see you move. We don't feel you move until that point. Well,
so if they feel sad, we're going to feel sad.
That's true. Now, coming up,
OMG.
Oh, yeah. You got
So
some
excited.
fun stuff today.
So excited.
And some cool new ideas that I never knew about in the world of dance, which is so exciting. And you're going to meet people who do poetry and everything else. We'll catch you on the flip side in about 20 seconds.
DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax.
We are back
Wow.
with
Wow.
Molodi, is correct?
Molodi.
Melody. Oh, like melody. Oh, that's
Yeah,
better.
I've been saying your name
Melodi.
wrong for years, and I'm a
Most
huge
people do.
fan.
And most people do, but we know what you're talking about. So in the beginning, we used to correct everyone. We used to be like, no, stop. It's-
But
now
I,
I'm like,
but I like how that sounds, melody. Ooh, man, it
It's so
sounds
cool.
more musical.
It sounds
which I like.
melodic,
most
yeah.
definitely. So we have Jason
Yep, Jason Nyers.
and
Antoine Davis.
Antoine
Antoine
Davis.
Davis.
And we've known one another kind of on and off, not
Yeah.
great friends, but performance wise.
Yes.
For since what, 2006, I think. It's
Artsy
been-
people in Las Vegas.
Right, exactly. These guys are so crazy talented, and I danced like my
You'll
whole.
see more.
Yeah, I danced my whole life, but they did stuff I didn't even know existed.
They're the whole package.
The whole
They're the
package.
orchestra and everything.
Exactly, and incredible human beings also.
And yeah, the one thing that so kind of the real curiosity for Melody is, how in the world did you guys come to put this absolutely unique idea together? How did it start? Where did it come from?
I think that's one of the fun things. When people see us on stage, they see us having so much fun that they also think that it's play, that it's just that fun. Like if a rehearsal is just automatically that. No, but there's so many layers and
We
training.
will be about
and
understanding that layer. Wait.
all of that. Yeah, so it really is. It's over years. We actually created the group back in 2000 at the University of New Mexico.
Wow.
So way before we moved to Las Vegas, way before we ever joined the show Stop, way before all of that, and the other
So
shows.
you all
in
met
the
at the
world tours.
university there?
At
in Mexico?
University of New Mexico, yeah.
So you guys know one another a minute.
Yep, lived together. We've been roommates with everything, We've been tour mates, everything. So
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Well, what made you have the idea to put all these incredible elements together to create Molodi?
I think it's like any artist or any entrepreneur or anybody, any person who is
Right.
doing their own thing. In their head, they have what's in their head, but then they also have to go to work, or they actually have to go to something else that somebody else created. So
Oh,
this
yeah.
is what we
Beautiful
wanted to
put,
do, and
yeah.
this is what we created. This is all the crazy stuff that's in our head on stage.
I love it.
Hey.
I love it. So we found out on the break. I was talking to Antoine before we got started, and they said that your degree is in theater. And what's your degree in, Antoine?
Actually, I did not finish. I started touring when I was 23.
Well, yeah,
I
you
was
finished.
in-
You got to work, babe. There you have it.
The game that.
Yeah, if the curve takes off first, sometimes you got to say,
My mom told me the same thing. She said, if you get this gig, leave school. And I was like, whoa, but coming from her.
Yeah.
Military, everything. Yeah, she
Hey,
said,
Mom.
leave. You can always go back. So, yeah.
So what was your expertise?
Oh, it was computer animation. I started working on computer animation. I wanted to work for Pixar. I wanted to.
both
work
of them
with-
were artists in school. That's
and
cool.
but performing, being on stage was my daydream. So I'd be in class and I'd be thinking about music and movement and doing shows with the gang. We started out a group called Rhythm Cartel at the university.
Okay.
And then we thought we want to be more professional and do something more experimental and really expand the boundaries of what a step show could be. And then
Now you said a step show for that. Now Corinne told me,
I know exactly.
where's stepping from? See, this is a new understanding for me.
Yeah, well, stepping as a dance form in the 20th century by African American college students who were in fraternities and sororities.
It was designed in college.
Yeah, exactly.
that?
They used it as a way to unify and their fraternities or their sororities, and they had a lot of pride in it, and they had competition.
It's much more
Oh,
fun
my
than the
goodness,
fools who get
competition
drunk.
in it.
Yeah.
Come on.
They competed. The
They
different sororities
competed,
and
yeah. They
fraternities
win
against
money. They win, and
Scholarships
they
and
put that on the scholarships.
bragging rights and
bragging rights, big time.
So you guys
big time.
took that original, owned it, created this process, and wow. So it's an American style of dance all by itself.
Yes.
So,
All right. Well, listen, we got to find out more.
We're gonna be talking
You're
about
up
more.
in a few moments.
Yeah. And we're
So
gonna
watch
talk about all the
carefully.
cool
You want to
stuff.
see them move? Watch
Watch this.
DreamWeavers StarTrax.
Hi, Star Trekkers, and we are back with Jason and Antoine from the amazing group Molodi, and I said it right this time. And you saw that great video. Wow, these guys, what can't they do? Want to say real quick, just a little bit of the history. You guys are Molodi, and you've been Molodi since college. But you were with Stomp in Las Vegas. You were in Stomp the Yard, the hit movie, and I love that. I didn't know when I was watching Stomp the Yard that you guys were in it because I didn't know you yet. And what else have you done?
Well, one of our members was in the original Stomp the Yard that came out in 2007 that hit the box office gold.
Right.
It was the #1 movie in America. And that was Khalid Freeman. So, and on the second movie, that which filmed in 2009, I think it came out in 2010, I was the assistant choreographer and a stepper and a stunt double. I used to be a gymnast when I was in college, so they used me as an acrobatic stunt double on that show as well.
That is so cool. I love it. So I just wanted to tell you peeps that so that you knew that you could watch them in movies.
Yeah.
You know, archives of Stomp in Las Vegas. So you're doing all kinds of different elements, which I was talking about Antoine before we started. So you're doing stepping, you're doing tap dancing, you're doing in the 30-minute show, you're doing poetry and Shakespeare, I think you said, but there were a couple of like flipping, which is gymnastics, the actual flipping and snapping and clapping, but there was a couple things, and beatboxing, which is like I love beatboxing. So there was something called gumboots.
Gumboots, yeah.
Gumboots, and I love the history of that. Would you like to?
The South African gumboots dance, yeah. When I used to perform and tour with a company called Step Africa, they're based in Washington, D.C. So we would go to South Africa every year. I think I've been about 5 or 6 times. We would study, we would stay down there 2 or 3 weeks at a time, and in Soweto, in the villages down there. You know, not just the fancy part where everybody travel, like vacations, but and we would study with the Soweto Dance Theater, and they taught us about this dance, and it's so similar to stepping. You're hitting your body, it's percussive dance style, but they're hitting these big rubber boots that they wear to protect their feet, their skin, while they're working in the mines.
In the mines, right.
But they're making these rhythms, almost exactly like stepping, except we're using our whole body and we're making more forms, whereas they're down and they're hitting their boots. But there's so many similarities between African cultures around the world, rhythm around the world, take away race or skin color.
Right.
It's just rhythm around the world. So we made that connection, and we used to do the Step Africa International Cultural Festival. So we would trade and exchange all of our dance styles.
It's so cool. So how, if say someone, and we saw in Stomp and we saw in your video, it's colorblind. It doesn't matter, or gender blind. It doesn't matter what gender you are, girl, guy. You can be black, white, purple, green, orange. Doesn't matter which Ren and I love. So how would you train to do that though?
I would say what we're looking for and what Stomp is looking for, or what in general performance, we need strong personalities.
Okay.
We need people that have that it. I mean that drive to perform and that drive to really tell a story. I mean, because you are a level of interpretive dancer and you are a percussionist. Everything we teach all the time. We have workshops.
So
and boot camps.
you teach. So if let's say, and we cater to people out there that are artists and want to become artists. So say they want to do, they love what they saw and they want to do. You guys do workshops.
Yes.
So
Please,
you can do that.
Come on down.
And we can, and we'll have down in the bottom third how you can get a hold of Molodi and find out when and where they're doing workshops. So and we're going to talk more about that in just a few minutes, because we're going to show you another video here in a couple secs. Okay, I was a dancer for years, but when I saw what you guys did, I was like, I want to do that. And in some of the footage I saw, there were old people doing it too. So we'll come back and talk about that in a second. But I want everybody to watch this next section because it is really cool.
DreamWeavers StarTrax.
And how cool was that, you guys? So not only are these amazing, handsome young men, are they multi-talented? Yeah, both of y'all. Are they multi-talented? They're also teachers. So they're doing exactly what DreamWeavers StarTrax is about, which is helping the world, one artist, one storyteller at a time. And so you can go and find out where. Do you ever do anything in Las Vegas? I know you do it worldwide. Yeah. You're going to be talking to Ren next segment about Bali when you were there, and I saw you in, wasn't it Kyoto, Japan, or somewhere in Japan?
Kind of all over.
Yeah. So if you want to learn, because this is a unique thing, they can't just call up a dance school or a stepping school or a poetry school and say, I want to do what Molodi does.
Yeah.
So basically,
it's rare out here. Where you're going to find the bigger pockets are down in the South. Definitely Atlanta and the East. That's where the step competitions. That's where the culture really is. So to come this far out west, we feel like like there's one drop in this huge desert that's actually stepping, and that's why it feels like it does way out here. But if you go down to where it is and where they're doing it all the time, you're gonna be like, okay, I get it, I understand it now.
So the Southern colleges, it would
Definitely
be
Southern colleges. Yeah.
Now this may be a loaded question, and forgive me if it is, but say, I'm a Jewish girl from Chicago, and I'm 30 years younger, and I want to learn to step. How would I? Because you got some Caucasian girls.
Yep.
In Molodi.
Well, I teach a weekly class Mondays at the Roxon for Dance.
I was looking for that. I was hoping he would say that.
What
hey,
will
Quinn,
happen?
what's up?
Hey, Quinn. So what's going to happen is you come to class and you learn the choreography, and we can pick it out. We see talent. We see people that have a natural. We all have natural rhythm, and so we're going to see it, and then we're going to talk to you. And if you're really wanting to join, we're going to have a conversation, and we're going to start to kind of chart to train you.
Cool.
And that's how you can train to do what we do. You have to kind of join and be part of a apprenticeship.
That's kind of cool.
Like a Jedi training.
I love it. The Force is with you. The Molodi Force. So sorry, people that aren't in Vegas, but move here, and you can study with Antoine. Well, a lot of people. How many people come to Vegas, because they want to be a star. But the cool part is that these amazing young men are teaching it and casting out of their classes. We do the same thing. Ren just gave a workshop and cast the actors in some of the stuff you're going to see in October on the show. And so I think that's amazing.
Most choreographers do. That's how it works out of LA too. If you consistently go to class, you're going to be the ones that they think of first when they actually get called on to choreograph a movie, and then they call the people from their class. So go to class.
Important information. Those of you guys, if you're in a small town, go to class, learn your craft, and then go to a bigger city where the casting is done.
Yeah, that's the way it's done.
I love that. So this is something that we ask a lot of our guests. All right. So you have someone in your class.
Yes.
Great rhythm. Picks up the choreography quickly. Okay. Got the flavor, right? Which is important. You got to have the flavor, right? How important is personality?
Big time.
In Molodi, it's everything, because what you're looking at when you're seeing us on stage is different layers. You're hearing the music, and you're seeing how we look. You can see me and Jason are not the same body types.
I love it.
But to see us on stage and to see us play together, you would swear we're cut from the same cloth.
Right.
And then the energy takes the show to another level. And it's only 6 of us on stage, or 5 of us on stage, or 2 of us. And that personality needs to jump off the stage and really grab the audience and really entertain. And a strong personality is needed.
And to be easy to work with, right?
Oh,
And part of the family.
we collaborate all the time. That's just what it is, you know. Like
Right.
when you have all these different strong personalities in a room, the collaboration muscle needs to be strong as well, you know. So
That's important. Be a nice person. Number one, important. So we're going to take a bit of a commercial break here, and then we're going to come back and have Jason and Antoine from Molodi talking to Ren about storytelling.
DreamWeavers StarTrax.
Don't try that on a high wire. Wow. Okay. The thing I love about this is it's what I call a red marble in a room full of white marbles. You fill it with it, and just throw one red marble in. Someone opens that door, their eye always goes for it. This is uncommon, which is what makes it so exceptional. So now you got a troop. Okay, guys, we got to do this. We got to put a show together. How do you get that many? What's your counting? How do you keep people on time in that? Because I know you guys aren't even looking at each other, but it looks like they're psychically connected or something. What's happening?
You know, well, I like what you said earlier about storytelling itself. You know, you got to memorize your lines, do all of that work first. Do the work first, and then you can start playing. So our work is, we're musicians. Underneath all of the showing and all of this and the talking, we're counting, or we're not counting because we've counted so much in rehearsal.
Right,
you know,
right.
We know how long is one bar. We know how long is 4 bars. We know what we're creating and what song
I
that
got
we're
to
creating.
pause you there.
Yeah.
Because that is not standard music. Standard music is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, we're talking, you understand quarters, eighths, 16ths, and sometimes what I'm listening to is 30 seconds. That's orchestration and movement. That is, I've been trying to tell dancers to learn more than the simple count. But that's why, I mean, because the timing is exceptional. Musicians, you bet.
I think what makes Molodi a little bit unique in that aspect is because we've had 5 of our members in the show Stomp. And that really, before Stomp, we're back in 2000 and up to the years that were before 2006, we were stepping lots of, you know, and you would get music in there. But when Stomp taught us more about
percussion,
music,
you said something earlier.
Musicality.
Which is
the musicality.
that
of,
is
how
the
many notes
master
can you
of
fill?
rhythms, unlike anything else I know. I used to write for orchestras. Percussionist, insane how many things they got to learn.
Yeah.
And we're still learning, and we're constantly still growing.
That's cool.
But what keeps us in time is that, and it's a.
We're always playing music. Secondly is the show part of what's
So
happening.
if you guys get a
physically, you know?
feel, you can actually talk to each other. Okay, this is like a 16th note feel.
Exactly. Yeah, we talk as musicians
Please,
all the time.
dancers of all other formats, listen to that. Take a little music. You're part of the music world, not just movement. I'm sorry, keep going. That is so cool.
And that's the thing that most dancers, like when they come to either a class or a workshop or a boot camp or whatever, or they try to join Molodi, you know, it may be their first or second week. They're so used to dancing on top of the floor, on top of the music, somebody pressing play on something else, and they get to dance and interpret the music how they want. But we're like, no, we have to combine that. So your feet are not going to be up when you want to leap. They have to be down on the floor because you're making the music and you're dancing on top of the
That's
music.
right. You
so
are
we're doing
the
both
instruments
at the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah. So the movement changes.
That's complex. How beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's so therapeutic when it all comes together. It feels. It's one of those moments where you're like, this is the way it should be. This feels right.
Oh, isn't that beautiful when that happens?
And then it's that energy. It's like layers of energy and chemistry that's happening on stage, especially when we're all in the same groove. And we're all on the same note. When we're right in that pocket and we hit that beat, and like, boom, 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 which is, it feels. It's like this feels great. And I know that dancers feel that. I know everyone else feels that. It's that tribal moment.
Yeah, I call that when the dancer's dancing and the dancer ego went away, something magical happens. And watch your guys like, whoa, they're gone. But they're all gone on stage, which is rare.
Yeah.
we need you to be gone. It's kind of, I tell everyone, it's like being in Molodi is like being in a room full of crazy people. You're gonna feel the odd man out because you're not crazy. Everyone else is crazy, and you're the only one trying to keep cool. Who's crazy? Us or you? You know, come on, get your crazy in. Come on,
I get that. To me, the whole world really is a stage, so I kind of see crazy from a different point of view.
Nice. Oh yeah, crazy.
Wow. So you're running that, you've got your troupe working, and like I said, so you guys are capable of performing, and at the same time, like I noticed, like when you're in front and if one's moving, everybody else is kicking. And we're going to get back into that because I want to go to the next step of this, and let's find out what's going on. We're going to come right back, so hang in there, watch this, figure out.
That physical human interaction, making rhythms together, making music together, just the oldest form of entertainment, needs to happen.
This experience.
DreamWeavers StarTrax.
All right, we are back. Okay, try that, but just not on the glass furniture that your mom put up. Okay? So with that in mind, one thing we just saw is something incredible. Bali, and they do a body festival. My whole life on the planet and having gone all around it, I never heard of this. What was that?
Yeah. Amazing. It really was. You
Really?
know, longest trip in the world. All those flights, but
Lots of water though in the air. I like
Yo.
that.
International Body Music Festival. So the festival changes cities all the time. That
Really?
last year it happened to be in Bali, you know, which is the farthest, most exotic place that they can pick. So we went, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really was an amazing trip. You saw on the video, that was actually the first time culturally, you know, that a drone. So this type of photography caught the festival like that. So when you see those hands reaching up as we're doing the kachak, you know, it was really special. That last year, and you know, so this year it's in Paris next month in October.
Yes.
Antoine is going. He's going to be teaching, going to be performing.
I want to go!
Representing Molodi at the
Represent
festival.
Molodi. But
Yeah.
the International Body Music Festival is it's definitely a culture. It's cultivated by Mr. Keith Terry.
Okay.
And it involves people from all over the world, from Turkey and from Brazil and from America and from Canada.
Everybody
and from
brings
France.
their art form.
What's beautiful about it is that it's everyone's interpretation of what body music
body
is to
music.
of
So
body
it's
music.
a dancing Woodstock that just didn't quit.
It's
It's all of your body, you know. So your voice, your singing, your everything that your body can do to make rhythm and to make sounds. That's what the festival explores, teaches,
When
trades.
is it in France, by the way?
Next month.
next month,
Yeah.
October 16th to the 23rd. If you're in France,
If you got money, go.
go to France. Go to France.
La
And if you're
France.
there, come take my class. It's going to be great. We're going to be international.
Yeah, I love it.
It's going to be so. But yeah, Body Music Festival. I can't. I love it. It's my Disneyland. It's my
Wow.
it's my favorite place to be. My favorite time of the year.
It's the biggest collection of the freaks of body percussion. The people who just geek out on it and go, oh yeah, that seventh note or whatever, you know. That's what it is.
Oh, that's an
And
11.
of
Oh wow.
That's an 11. Yeah, I love that. And you see all this through the halls everywhere.
Wow.
You know, so we have a place.
I hope someone does a good
We have a
documentary
home.
of it. It'd be nice to see some parts
Yeah.
of it. If you guys film it, send it back. We'll share it with the world for those who can't make it. But man, that is hot. So one of the things you did, you're doing stuff like that, which is really cool. And remember, if you really love what you saw, you're going like, wow, that's amazing. How do I learn that? We've got information at the bottom. Get in touch. Get to these classes. You're not going to find this anywhere in a standard dance school. Now, you've done so much. You're teachers. You're traveling around the world. You're doing such cool stuff. You're constantly innovating ideas. What's next for you guys from this point on, now that you've got
From
all of this
today moving forward.
experience?
From the day.
Yeah, in other words, because with that experience and it's such a rare art form, what are you going to do?
Look at the calendar. What's
It's
next?
funny because that's a kind of a loaded question. It's a few layers. It's like, are we talking about just gigs? Are we talking about just shows? We have shows coming up. But if you're talking about what is the next level for Molodi,
Yeah.
the next place for us is having a Broadway caliber show. Actually, Molodi to me, to us, is a culture. It's not just a group. It's an idea that collaborating and taking different ideas and really using collaboration as the bloodline to connecting everything. Because everything, the most beautiful things in the world are a collaboration of two different ideas at one point in the world. You know, the Reese's Pieces. I'm sorry. I like candy. I mean,
Yeah.
but basically that. And
Yes.
so we want to collaborate with artists, visual artists, performing artists, musicians, and really make art, really create in the world.
Well, with that in mind, I guess the thing that you're running that is the more you share this with people and the more of you that show up will make sure this abnormal, phenomenal thing that we've got going that you've been watching continues to the next generation until it becomes status quo. You can take ballet, you can take this, you can take stepping, and you can run with it. So we've got more coming up in a few moments. So let's get back and we're going to read your questions.
DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax.
Hi, Star Trackers.
I was watching traffic, so
He's such a goofball. We're back with Molodi, Jason, and Antoine, and our beautiful producer, Desiree, and the crazy man behind me is Ren, my husband and host.
he could do the Star Trek thing with his hand. I saw that.
I tried.
This might help.
Yeah, I was like, she didn't have her mic. So, go ahead, dude.
There are questions coming in. Yeah,
Yes, we have quite a few questions, and as always, thank you everybody for submitting your questions.
Thank you.
We always appreciate that.
Questions are good.
All right, so we actually have someone from military base who chimed in. Jeremy from Fort Polk, Louisiana. Say that 5 times fast.
Hey.
Okay.
Polk,
The food is
Louisiana.
good in Louisiana. I'll tell you that right now.
I got it.
So Jeremy says, due to the fact that you have to focus so much on precision and timing, how much time is devoted to rehearsals?
Tons of time.
Actually,
That's what it is.
we rehearse, and then it's a constant everyday thing. Like when I'm walking in Walmart, I'm practicing. When I'm with Jason, we're in the car, we're practicing. It's a constant thing, and so it kind of never ends. But it's a happy gift and a curse. You know, I love it. I breathe it. I would do it for free if I didn't have it as a job.
So you're
Like
strung out
That's
in-
awesome. Yeah. That's
even if
very
we
cool.
even if we do have like we know exactly the set that's going to come up. If we have a gig coming up, you know, maybe a corporate gig, and they only want us on stage for 5 minutes, we already know the exact routine that we're going to do. But the rehearsal that we're going to do before that is going to be 2 to 3 hours
Okay.
to brush it up, and we're great at it. We can do that just like it, but we're going to do that again to get us in sync with each other.
Right.
You know, and the more that we can flex that, because it really is, there's this energy that goes between you as well. You can practice all you want on your own, but when we get together, that's necessary. So more rehearsal.
I love it because you're all drummers, and y'all
We're-
got to
we're
be.
body-
and
yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
be in
we have
same
to be in
tempos,
sync. Yep.
in sync.
Percussion.
You're all driving the train, y'all.
All right. So we have a question from Kenya, who's from Davenport, Iowa. And she says, when I was younger, stepping was a big deal. I'm happy to see that you guys are bringing that art form back. Do you see this style of dance coming back into play in the future?
You know, it spikes. There's like little times, you know, especially when a movie like School Days came out, and that was the very first time I really think the world got introduced to the culture of African American fraternities and sororities, and stepping being a huge part of that culture, you know. And then you skip all these years, and then you see a Stomp the Yard, and then you see other dance movies that try to incorporate stepping. So in general, yes, the pattern is seeping into the regular American conscious, you know, over the decades, really.
Right.
2
So-
to 3 decades.
Plus, the more of you out there that come and visit them and learn this, the better chance it's going to exponentially grow.
So they had some of this in the Step Up movies too, right?
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
That's how cool I am. I noticed that.
I know stuff.
I know because I know stuff.
That's from a character that we're doing in LL.
Yeah,
called
you'll-
D-Rump
You
instead of
guys
Trump.
see that.
And along the same lines, we have another question from another person from the military, Regina from Fort Sam, Houston. And she says, styles of dance have come a long way. What do you think of the dance styles today?
I'm sorry.
That was interesting.
That's your outside voice. You got
Well,
it.
2 things, because I'm 35, will be 36 in October.
Okay.
And so I grew up in the golden age of hip hop, where hip hop, it was a social dance. It was meant for me and you to dance together at a party.
Right.
Now a lot of these dances are really just individualized solos. I kind of think they're like glorified interpretive dances.
Okay.
If you look at them, a lot of them tell a story. It's very cool, but it's very on your own. I like dancing with people. I like exchanging that energy and that music. And I thought, and from the school I'm from, you weren't cool until you knew the latest dance steps, because we'd be dancing
Right.
together. It's like, oh, you don't know? Ooh, no.
Thank you.
Right.
What I think about them, I think they're cool. I think it's definitely something I can't do. I'm like, oh, that's dope. That's really fed. I see them doing it. It's cool. But I'm like, where's the human connection in this dance? I see a lot of individuals just kind of going for it and not really connecting with the people that they're with. You know, which is, I mean, that's how
But that's kind of a common theme in the world today. But we'll talk about that later.
yeah.
Thank you.
Kind of like texting in front of your friend's face.
Texting to them next to
Texting to
them.
them.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, so another question from Angel, who's from San Jose, California.
Ooh.
And Angel says, how do you come up with the themes to your show?
Hi.
Be
Good
around each
question.
other enough, and the ideas are going to flow. We don't sit at a round table and think. That's just not how it happens. Most of the time, we're eating. We have a thing that we call Soul Food Sunday. So we get together on Sundays and we potluck, and everybody brings it. And it's the anti dress up. So dress down, be comfortable. Don't go to work and don't go to an event. You
Right.
come home. This is what it is. In places like that where culture actually mix and change and you're actually just comfortable, ideas and creativity spread, you know,
like
and that
that.
really is like the hub of where it started. You know, when we're talking about back in the early years in 2000 and everything, you know, we're just, oh, what if we did a fight club? Because that was big back then, you know, like,
Right.
so we did a fight club theme one. We'd have all these different things.
The
We were
country line stuff.
the
man.
country, yep.
We did a line. We did that for a show, and it did not work. It
Country
but
line dance.
but
stepping.
in our the thing is, we've been doing Molodi for closing out 20 years now.
Wow.
So I tell kids, I'm like, we've done all the bad ideas. We know what works and what doesn't
how you
work.
get to the great
In the early days, that's how you get to the great one. So
Exactly.
in the early days,
Exactly.
it was a lot of like trial and error. I remember I had this idea for a line step, a country line step, you know. Like we would step, but it would be like, you know, and then we would have a caller and he would call out the steps. It didn't work. It was a cool show. The audience was like, they had that face like,
Did they have puppy dog head? They kind of like. What?
You know what's really important about what I feel that you said? A lot of people out there try to get into something without the ability, and they're overly concerned about making a mistake. You are never. You know how great comes? Walking up the steps of a lot of experiments and mistakes. Period.
Yes.
You want to be great? Throw it out. The right mind says, try this, try it.
Try it.
Don't overthink it.
'Cause
as
you'll-
soon as you're thinking, your creativity takes a walk.
you do it, it doesn't work, you critique it, it becomes a great idea. I mean, that's how it's done. Success comes from failure, so you actually have to fail
That's right.
to become
Absolutely.
successful.
I was just gonna say the only way to fail is to quit.
Yep.
The only way.
The only way.
Hate that word. I call that the F bomb.
All right. So we have another question from Dre, who's actually from Las Vegas.
Hi,
And
Dre.
Dre would like to know, how did you get the name Molodi?
Grab
Nice.
bag.
Grab bag?
Well, you know, our Molodi, give me some more. You know, that's like our little thing. Give me more of you. Crack that's open, whatever you think you hide and whatever you shy about, but the real voice that really is you, that one in the back of your head, you know, maybe it's at the front, maybe you express yourself all the time, but this is what we want, this is what this group wants, and this is what the world needs. Give me some more. That's how you're gonna show up?
I like
That's
that.
what you're gonna give us? No, give me some more. So it really is this demand. It's imperative that you give what you're supposed to give while you're alive on this earth. This is the gift, and this is your job on earth. As an artist, as a person living, everybody's an artist. This is your job. Give more of yourself. So it's melody. It's a play on that. You know, it's a kid's game that we used to play. Head, Molodi got more head than everybody. Head. And we were talking about somebody with a big forehead.
I love
It's a little bit of all that. And then if you look it up, it's a Russian word. If you Google it, it's a Russian word, Molodi, and it means youth. We lucked out with that one. We didn't know it was a Russian word that meant youth before Google, you know, but it means youth. It means children. So
I like that.
yeah, so it's all of that combined.
So if
Give
they
me
want
more
to come,
youth. Yeah, I'm
I
at
love
64.
it.
I'm looking for that answer.
Come on.
Right now. Give me more youth.
we got 18 seconds. If you want to come see you guys in Vegas, are you performing here anytime soon?
We'll be teaching here as a steady thing. Most of the time we tour, so when we have an event in Vegas, we will be blasting it in Facebook and online. But
Awesome.
until then,
That's down at the
Check 'em
bottom
out.
third, folks. Start looking and write it down.
Until then, we'll be teaching Monday nights at the Rock.
At the Rock
7:30.
Center.
Find us on
Quinn.
Facebook. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on your back, Twitter, and all that stuff. MOLODI.
Awesome.
Who's up next?
Next week.
Next week.
Oh my God. Teshi Thomas. She's amazing. She was young Nala on Broadway for 4 seasons, and she's a Dreamweavers client and one of the LOL kids. Come see her, 13-year-old phenom.
Awesome. Well, thank
See you on
you
the flip
guys,
side.
as
Thank
always.
you, Molodi.
Thank you very much.
Jason and
Thank you.
Antoine.
Thank you, everyone, for your
Love you guys.
questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Dreamweavers StarTrax.